best for your life. With that being said, let's get into this content.
Hi guys, it's Alan Williams Jr. and you are back for another episode of Mastering Monday. I hope you guys are doing good. Welcome to the new year. Welcome to 2023. Guys, we are pumped up. We've made it. Hopefully you have been celebrating. Listen, this episode is going to be broadcasted all throughout the day because we are excited to celebrate you in the new year, on the new year, whenever you're watching this. And guys, listen, let us know where you're watching us from today. Let us know, hey, Alan, I'm watching for the first time in the new year from XYZ. I don't know what city and state you're in, right? But also let me know, if you guys are at home, chilling with family, if you guys have went back to work, let me know what your setting is as well. So let me know your city and state. Drop that in the comment. But also let me know what your surroundings like. Let me know what your vibe is like right now. And so we love to connect with you guys. We have some exciting things coming for you guys, and we have some amazing content today. So guys, for this first episode of Mastering Monday in the new year, listen, we're gonna really dive in. We got to start the new year off right? So we're gonna really dive into some amazing content, and we're continuing the conversation around mastering the off season. And today we're talking about perfecting a skill. Oh man, yeah. Listen. First episode into the new year, and we're coming out swinging for the fences. So guys, how many of you know we talked about cultivating a hobby, right? We talked about the importance of that. David showed us that in the text. And then we talked about the importance of serving. Man, having a serving strategy to go along with your business strategy, your professional strategy, your growth strategy, right? We talked about having a serving strategy in addition to that, man, and it got really intense last week. But we talked about how David's ability to serve his father opened up opportunities that he didn't even know about. He didn't even think about. So why do you need saving? You need that too, but this isn't a finance class, not this one. But you need a serving strategy in addition to your growth strategy, because serving has the ability to open up opportunities that you didn't even know existed. Listen, I can tell you story after story after story about how serving has been a game changer in my life. People come to me, I'm telling you, I get this all the time, probably about 4 to 5 times a month. I mean, like in conversations, like people come to me like, man, you have grown so much. Like just to watch your growth, to watch your wife's growth over the years has been unbelievable. Like kind of like hard to imagine. And guys, we tell them over and over and over and over again, it's because of serving. Listen, serving had undoubtedly the greatest impact on our growth, because it was in serving that opportunities begin to present themselves that we didn't even plan for. Again, I'll say that it was in the serving that we were doing and that we do now that opens up opportunities that, like the scripture says, are exceeding and abundantly beyond anything that I can think or imagine. So on one hand, it's the serving. On the other hand, it's our preparation. Oh man, listen guys, that might be a segment within itself that you guys might see later on, but it's what happens when serving meets preparation. What happens then? That's when we begin to see growth, because serving is going to pull something in out of us. Remember we talked about it last week? It's going to put an extra layer of demand on us that we don't get anywhere else. And when we're serving in the right places with the right posture, that potential that's locked up on the inside of us, it begins to come out. So guys, again, amazing, right? Have a serving strategy. And then today we're talking about perfecting a skill. So Alan, you talked to me about cultivating a skill. You talked to me about cultivating a hobby. Then you talked to me about serving my skill, serving my hobby. Now you're talking to me about perfecting my skill? Yep, that's right. Because before the opportunity comes, guys, again, I believe, just like you believe, 2023 is going to be amazing. But I also know that you won't reach the fullness that this 365 days have to offer you until you begin to perfect your skill. You begin to master your skill. right? And when you begin to perfect your skill, what does that do? It puts a greater demand on reality. It begins to disrupt your current situation, your current place. It begins to disrupt that, right? Right? Like reality as you see it right now. Like you might be working the same job that you've been working for the past 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Listen, you might be at the same level in your business that you've been at, over the last 8 to 12 months. Right? It's like, man, how do I get new clients? How do I take this business up a notch? How do I break through this revenue goal? How do I break into 6 figures? How do I break into 7 figures? Right? Whatever your goal is. And you're like, Alan, man, it doesn't seem like I'm getting to the place that I need to get to. Listen, perfecting your skill in the midst of reality causes a disruption. Guys, that's a mastery moment. Look, somebody drop the volcano emojis in the comment field right now. Drop some volcano emojis in the comment fields right now. Because guys, whenever you begin perfecting your skill while you're being told no, while you're not getting opportunities, while your bank account still doesn't look like your work ethic, while your work ethic is growing, but your results aren't growing. Guys, as you begin to perfect your skill set, you begin to dominate what you do in the midst of your off season, then that's when you're going to begin to experience growth. And that growth is going to help you outgrow your current situation. And that's where that disruption comes in at. Yeah. That's why you put those volcanoes in there. So if you didn't put them in there already because you were searching for it or you just simply didn't know where I was going with that, drop those volcanoes in the comment field. I want to see them. Because that's a symbol that you are about to disrupt your current situation. Oh man, guys. See, this is why I love Mastering Monday. This is why, because not only is this an opportunity for us to come in and get upgraded, but it's an opportunity for us to break away from reality as we know it and get the downloads that we need. Guys, I want to take you to a scripture. Man, I'm telling you, I am loving this. Guys, I want to take you to a scripture. So, we've been using David as a prototype. We've been using David as a prototype for the last several weeks. And we learned that David was able to cultivate his hobbies even whenever he didn't need them. And then he was able to serve his father with some of those same hobbies. And then ultimately he was called on by Saul to come and serve him with some of those same hobbies. Guys, I'm here to tell you today that it matters what you do in the off season. Listen, and it might seem like the lights are off. It might seem like nobody's watching you. Guys, come on. Lean in real close. I'm leaning into you. Lean into that phone. Listen, guys, it matters what you produce when nobody's watching you. Because what you produce when you're in the off season, and listen, just for a disclaimer, just because you're in the off season, that doesn't mean that you don't have a role. That doesn't mean that you're not out dominating. That doesn't mean that you're not out leading others. But your off season is your preparation for your next. So there's always a next. Listen, John Maxwell says a quote. He says, there's nothing worse than a person who has finished but hasn't reached the finish line. Listen, there's nothing worse than thinking, hey man, my job here is done, and you're still not at your finish line yet. You're still not at your destination. And as long as we're living on earth, no matter if you're young, old, in the middle, guys, we have not reached our finish line yet. There's more work to be done. There's another level for us to reach. So your off season is your preparation. So the scripture I want to go to today is still in 1 Samuel chapter 16. We're going to go down to verse 22. So 1 Samuel 16, verse 22. And guys, I want to also put this. If this has been blessing you, and if you feel led, if you feel like, man, I need to sow a seed on that. Listen, we haven't done this in the past, but if you feel like, man, I want to sow a seed because I'm receiving from Mastering Monday. Listen, the information is going to be on on your screen. You can sow your seed. I don't want to withhold you from that opportunity. Like I said, we haven't done it in the past, but I've received so many inquiries from people saying, this has been a blessing to my life. How do we bless you guys? And we believe that whenever you are in an environment where you receive that and the ground is fertile and you feel like your life is impacted or can be impacted, we believe that there's a reciprocal blessing attached to that. What does that mean, Alan? That when I sow, I'm sowing in good ground and the principles of God apply to my life. So guys, if you want to sow, I want you to put that down in there right now. So the scripture I'm going to read as we begin to wind down today. Then Saul sent to Jesse saying, please let David stand before me, for he has found favor in my sight. And so it was, whenever the Spirit from God was upon Saul, that David would take a harp and play it with his hand. Then Saul would become refreshed and well, and the distressing spirit would depart from him. Guys, the mastery moment I want to leave you with today, you got to get this. Listen, it matters that you perfect your skill, because the more you can perfect your skill, the more you can bless others. Listen, the better you get at your skill doesn't only help your income, doesn't only help your revenue, but it fulfills the purpose of God, and it helps lift others up, and it helps become a bridge for other people. So guys, you're here today, and you are the link between other people and their success. So as hard as you're planning goals, you're setting goals for yourself, you're setting plans and objectives for yourself. Listen, it matters how well you do what you do, because other people are standing in the gap. And just like David, he didn't know when he was cultivating his hobby. He didn't know when he was serving his gift to his father. He didn't know when he was perfecting his craft. He didn't know that that was going to be an integral piece to an entire nation. Because Saul needed that to release that distressing spirit that was on him. He needed what David had. So guys, as you depart today, I'm going to be right back here next week on Mastering Monday. But guys, I want you to perfect your skill. Perfect your skill. If you haven't joined us in the Daniel Center community, join us in the Daniel Center community. That's where all the live updates are going to be. I'll see you back here next week on Mastering Monday.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are excited to be hanging out with you today for another edition, episode, talk, or motivational moment with the Daniel Center of Leadership. And we believe the content, the insight is being a game changer for you. So listen, like, tag, share, hang out with some people around this conversation, start some conversations on your jobs with your family, your coworkers, your peers, even your pastors and your church members. We believe that the insight that's being shared is helping you master Monday, so that Jesus is glorified